This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
Between vacations, errands, and everyday summer chaos, sticking to your health goals can be tough. Luckily, Thrive Market does the hard work for you. We're the online healthy grocery store that cuts out the junk ingredients and delivers high-quality groceries right to your door. From low-sugar beach snacks to organic grill night staples, no matter your health goal, we make shopping healthy a breeze. Go to thrivemarket.com/podcast for 30% off your first order and a free $60 gift.
This podcast is sponsored by AMG Logistics and in association with the Birmingham City Official Supporters Clubs. I'm your host, Craig Courtney, and we're looking forward to the next Blues game and finding out what our opposition fans think. Sit tight and enjoy the next edition of The Away End. Hi, welcome. We are back after 3 months of waiting. August the 8th cannot come along quick enough. Birmingham going into the game as not just promotion and champions, but record holders from the First Division going into our next season with the teams in the Championship up against newly, and I hate using the word relegated because it's always not very nice, but newly relegated Ipswich Town, who after one season in the Premier League came back down to the Championship. However, we are looking as Birmingham to emulate what Ipswich did, and wouldn't it be fantastic if we could get some back-to-back promotions? Birmingham have seen quite a few outgoings since the window opened, with Ramel Donovan going over to Brentford, Alfie May, what a shock that one was, but going to Huddersfield, Brandon Keeler to Peterborough, and Emmanuel Longello going to Motherwell. But also we have seen Bailey Peacock Farrell going to Blackpool on loan for a season. That hasn't stopped Birmingham though, because the ingoings continue. And what can I say? Some fantastic signings. We've finally got over the line the signing of Bright Say-Emmanuel, who Birmingham were linked with previously and now comes to the club on a free transfer. We've got Tamari Gray. Tamari Gray, a blue through and through, returning back to his boiled club, again on a free transfer. Phil Newman, albeit pre-contract signed in the January window, formerly became a Birmingham player on the 1st of July. So coming into the club, so another defender hitting us. Tommy Doyle on loan from Wolverhampton Wanderers. This guy is phenomenal in this league and has a record that all teams would love to have and be part of their team. We've also got Aaron Cashin joining us on loan from Brighton. So again, shoring up the defence. And what can I say? European under-21s winner and goalkeeper James Beadle coming into the club. But we didn't stop there. We didn't just stop with this country and Europe. We also went into the Middle East. Two fantastic signings to get on the board in Kenya Fujimoto, first of all, who again joins on a free transfer. And the one that everybody is talking about at the moment, Kyogo Furuhashi, the striker that in Celtic was just banging them in for fun, and joins us again as a permanent transfer. So Birmingham have well and truly been out in the dealings at the moment. This evening, we are joined by George Solomon from the Ipswich podcast, The Blue Monday. So George, thank you very much indeed for joining us on the Away End and our inaugural show of the season.
My pleasure, Craig. Thanks for having me.
So what we can say is we have got a weight of expectation on both teams as we go into the new Championship season. Both areas building phenomenally strong squads. And I believe, I don't know if it's over the line yet, but Ipswich are looking to break the Championship signing record, I believe, with a player from Middlesbrough. But I don't know if it's quite over the line just yet, but we'll see as the season starts.
Yeah, that's right. We're close at this point in time to signing Hayden Hackney from Middlesbrough, who I think was widely regarded as one of the best centre mids in the league last season. He played a starring role for the England under-21s this summer. And central midfield is an area of the team that we are pretty weak in as we speak. So it's an area that we've been looking to address. And I think a lot of fans have felt a little bit calmer that we're obviously prepared to go out and spend the money and fill the hole there. But yeah, I mean, a massive first game for us. I think when the fixtures were announced, the general verdict was we couldn't have had a worse first game of the season. We're facing you guys with the momentum under the lights on a Friday night. Personally, I think it's a brilliant fixture. I think that actually being relegated, the mood in the camp, I think the big danger for us this year is how do we get the winning feeling back, and how do we get that fire again, and how do you get a group of players who've kind of gone up, down, they need to go back up again, how do you get them going? And I actually think that fixture coming out, I would hope that they saw that and were like, right, okay, we need to be on it first game. So as much as it's a sort of a horror fixture in some regards, I hope that the boys in McKenna has got them going to say, look, there's no easy start to this season. We need to go and start with a bang.
I mean, we are pretty even over the years, actually. So looking back over the record, I mean, Birmingham have won 30 games that we've played against other. We've drawn 19, but we've actually lost 36. And in the last 5, it really is even Stevens, because it's win, 1 loss and 3 draws. With the last game played between the clubs down at Portman Road in February 2024, which actually ended up with Birmingham losing 3-1. So it's a good record between all of us, and how we do generally fair. And I think they're always good games. And myself, do you know, when the fixtures were being there, everybody was looking and going, what we're going to have? What do you think will happen? And it was always, for me, going to be a relegated versus promoted team, because Sky tend to say, we're going to do this. And sure enough, first championship game on Sky, Friday night, under the lights, like you say, 8 o'clock, what comes along? But what a great spectacle it's going to be. We've got a full house already at St Andrews. It's sold out within days of being on sale. So it's going to be a phenomenal atmosphere. I'm really looking forward to it, especially as it starts the celebrations of our 150 years as a club. So it really does bring things to light. And I can't wait to see what was blue and white, now blue and gold, on the pitch. So tell us a bit then, George, about Ipswich and what we can expect. And I know we're still within the window, so things can change between when we record this and when it actually does kick off. But tell us what we can expect from the side. How do you think you'll set up? And most importantly, where are your strengths? And going into the season, if you've got any weaknesses, where are they?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. We from when McKenna came in, and we followed a similar trajectory to the, where you guys are right now. We went through League One with a rookie manager who played pretty exhilarating football, got a hell of a lot from a group of players, and we flew to promotion from League One. We then went into the Championship and sort of didn't miss a beat. And I think obviously that's what you guys are hoping will happen with Chris Davies. The football remained the same. We play pretty much a 4-2-3-1, but our left back plays like a left winger, and he has done ever since he joined us. So the right back kind of swings in, and in possession we play a sort of 3-2-4-1 basically, and that worked for us in the Premier League. I think we set out with the same intentions, and we really went at it. And it became pretty clear pretty quickly that we didn't have the squad, the physicality, probably most notably, to really pull that off. And honestly, seeing the gap was remarkable as a fan base. And I was pretty bullish last summer, as my friends remind me regularly now. But I really believed that we could go up and play as we were. I believed in McKenna as a manager. And it just showed the gap is enormous. But I think coming down, we have a pretty similar nucleus of squad. We haven't lost too many players. We've lost, obviously, Liam Delap, as has been quite well documented. He's gone to Chelsea. 2 players who may have flown under the radar but were very important to us is Axel Tuanzebe, who was a right back. He was out of contract and he's gone to Burnley. Centre half, Cameron Burgess has left us and gone to Swansea. He was a fan favourite, but we just couldn't offer him the length of deal that he wanted, and he kind of leaves everyone's best wishes. Yeah. And then we're in the process at the moment of trying to keep hold of Omari Hutchinson, who again played for the under-21s this summer, scored in the final. and I would say is our best player, certainly the most talented player we have. It looks at this point in time that he may well stay, which is remarkable, to be honest. I was convinced he would go. He's a Premier League player in every aspect. So we're able to keep him. That would be an absolutely colossal statement to the league, I think. And at this point in time, we've brought in Ashley Young from Everton, right back. I think he's over 40. He must be one of the oldest signings we've made.
It was one of the, I'm not going to lie, shock signings that I saw into your team. And yeah, 40 plus. I mean, I suppose the question is, has he still got the legs and can he still do it? But you won't know until he's kicking a ball, he earns for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's been spoken about, is it a coaching role and the club and he have been very, very clear to make, it's obvious, no, I'm coming in to play. I think he did a Sky Sports News interview the other day and he said he was more or less annoyed that Everton hadn't offered him a deal. Everton fans are surprised that the club didn't offer him a deal. So I think that says a lot. Yeah. And if you look at him, he does not look 40. He looks as fit and skinny and lean as players half his age. So that'll be interesting. And it really fills an experience hole for us. We also lost this summer Sam Morsey, club captain. He went on that whole journey with us from League One, Championship, Premier League, and he had the opportunity to go to play in Kuwait this summer, which he's taken, which is a blow. I think that's one of those where the fans are like, oof, we really could have done with him for another year.
Well, he talks though, doesn't it? I mean, that's the thing when it comes to playing.
Yeah, and I think that's with him and with a couple of the other lads you've left on freeze. It's like the club have got a tricky decision to make because you go, well, yeah, we want you for next season, but do we want you if we get promoted? Yeah. And I think the answer with most of them is probably not. So, yeah, as fans, you don't have to worry about accounting, do you? But as
exactly, we don't look at the numbers. We just look at who's kicking a ball on the pitch and goals.
As football clubs, you do. So, yeah, we brought in essentially Morsey's replacement, a guy called Azor Matasiwa from France. He looks like an absolute monster, so we're delighted to have him. And if we sign Hackney, that will be the midfield replacement. So those two would line up in the midfield. I mean, our starting 11, if all goes to plan, it looks disgusting, to be honest. I mean, it must be up there. It must be up there with the best the Championship's ever seen. But football's not paid on paper. And I really believe that McKenna's biggest challenge is not necessarily putting out the best side, but making sure that they're as hungry as we were in 23-24 when we went up against Leicester, Southampton and Leeds and we got automatic promotion. It seems unbelievable now, to be honest. And that season was just a dream. Like as fans, you have to acknowledge, I think, that we probably won't see something as beautiful as that again in our lives. And you guys are in that now. If you do pull off the back-to-back, you've not really got the expectation that, you've got, the press and the backing, but people aren't really expecting you to go and get automatic promotion. And if you do, I can guarantee it will be an absolutely incredible ride.
I mean, the thing we can't wait for as fans is, I think there is the weight of expectation on the club set by the owners. The release of the docu-series that is upcoming. Yeah. That's, just going to heighten the awareness of our club even further. And we can't wait to see that. And also, I think we built a squad last season that people said, you bought yourself out of the division. Actually, what we did was we bought ourselves a championship squad. Yeah. And we're just building on that now because, those players that came in got us out of the division. And was it enjoyable? Hell yes. Are we ever going to see, for me, people touching 112 points and beating that record? It's going to take some doing. So I'm not saying somebody won't, but it's going to take some doing. And
is it a football league record? That I mean, it was absolutely.
It's actually insane. A world record. It was.
Wow.
It was the highest amount of accrued points in a professional football league across the world. So the thing was that I loved, and I'm hoping we see going into this season is there was a never say die and never give up attitude from any player that was on the pitch. So even after we'd secured the promotion, it was then we're going for the title. And once we got the title, It wasn't, we're taking our foot off the pedal. It's now we want the goals. Now we want the points record. And it was that sort of mentality that we haven't seen from a Birmingham side for a very long time. And that is all credit to Chris Davis and the team that he has backing him. And yeah, it is uncanny how similar Kieran McKenna and Davis are in terms of their expertise and knowledge when they took over. Let's face it, for both of them was his first managerial job. We're not doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it says a lot about, I think, where football's got to, as in, like the old school methods don't really work now. And actually these young guys, they have the hunger, the emotional intelligence, the desire, the knowledge. And what was incredible with McKenna, and you can probably tell me the same about Davis, is the way the players talk about him. It's like they adore him. And that is, I think, because they realise that he is improving them beyond measure. And he's, with our guys and with your guys as well, those double promotions are life-changing for the players. We had what were previously seen as League One cloggers, went on the journey with us and were good Premier League players. Okay, in a relegated side, yes, but they had incredible moments and stand-up games, earning money that they probably never thought they could. And, not to pick out names, but a Mick McCarthy or that kind of type of manager wouldn't have done that. It wouldn't have happened.
No. And I think this is, the way I see it with both managers is they're young, they're keen, but also they've got a coaching background. And I think there's a difference. You've got your hardcore, old school, you mentioned Mick McCarthy there, right? Hardcore, old school type of manager. We've had them at our club, and yes, they can get you out the divisions, and yes, they can get you results. But actually, do they get the level of footballing ability and really what fans want to see in terms of high press, fast flowing football that everybody thinks, wow, where has that come from? And that you don't see. Whereas the younger managers that are now coming into the game, and actually, not all called managers, normally head coach. So when they come through, it's like, actually, no, it's about what I'm going to build. And this is the future. And our owners said the same thing. They made a mistake, right? They got rid of John Eustace when we were sixth in the league. They brought in Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney got us ultimately relegated. I don't blame the people that came in afterwards, because it was that sacking the players. Last season, what we saw was a wholesale reshuffle, a new squad being built, and actually a camaraderie that was second to none. And I believe that will be carried forward into the new season as well. And we're already seeing it. Pre-season, I never take any notice of, because that's about getting minutes into the legs and making sure you go through it unscathed. What matters for us and for both teams is 8 o'clock on Friday, the 8th of August, that kickoff. That's what matters. And that's where it all starts. So you've mentioned a bit about what Ipswich are like and what we can expect going into the season.
Listen up! You can get the new iPhone 16e with Apple Intelligence for just $49.99 when you switch to Boost Mobile. We pulled so many all-nighters to give you this deal, and hey, stop messing with the mic!
I'm just helping us catch people's attention. This is a great deal!
Exactly, so it doesn't need all that.
Fine.
Head to your nearest Boost Mobile store right now.
Visit your nearest Boost Mobile store for full offer details. Apple Intelligence requires iOS 18.1 or later. Restrictions apply.
Between vacations, errands, and everyday summer chaos, sticking to your health goals can be tough. Luckily, Thrive Market does the hard work for you. We're the online healthy grocery store that cuts out the junk ingredients and delivers high-quality groceries right to your door. From low-sugar beach snacks to organic grill night staples, no matter your health goal, we make shopping healthy a breeze. Go to thrivemarket.com/podcast for 30% off your first order and a free $60 gift.
What do you think your plus points are? And, I know it's early doors, but have you got any negatives? Have you got any flaws that you think teams could, spot and ultimately act on.
Yeah, I mean the central midfield axis is definitely an area that we massively needed recruitment in. So last season we had Calvin Phillips on loan, a guy called Jens Kajust, who's a Swedish international from Napoli. They both gone back. We tried our hardest to sign Kajust, but it seems like he wants to play top flight football. So those two were a big part of the team. I mentioned the club captain Morsey, who's gone. So the three players who played in central midfield, 95% of the minutes last season have all left the club. So it's like we have to rebuild that from scratch. And looks like, hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to end up with Hayden Hackney. And we've already signed Azor Matasiwa. Now, on paper, they look potentially even better than what we had last year. But like I say, football's not played on paper, and they've got to come in, they've got to learn the system, they've got to understand the club, they've got to adapt. There's so much to do.
The manager brings them together as well, and that's the other thing. You can build a whole squad, but it doesn't mean that they're all going to play together. There could be just a bunch of 11 individuals on a field, which we all know doesn't work.
Exactly. So that would be, we don't know at this point in time, but that could either be a huge strength of ours as of next Friday, or it could be a weakness. That's definitely the area of the side that is the most unknown right now. We lost Liam Delap. We've yet to replace him as a frontline number 9. Now we've got George Hurst, who will be our number 9 and is, in my opinion, one of the best strikers in the division. But he's tasked with doing such a difficult physical job up front under McKenna's system that typically we sub the striker after 60, 65, 70 minutes. And as we sit here now, our only backup is a guy called Ali Alhamadi, who we signed from Wimbledon a couple of years ago. He showed a lot of promise, but he's not quite adapted and lived up to that. So he's really our third choice, or he may go on loan. So we desperately need to sign a striker. I think we'll probably dip into the loan market, and I think there's a lot of Premier League clubs who are waiting for different things to drop, and we may end up with a name that we've not even seen linked yet. But if Hurst stays fit and he's good to go for 80 minutes, then we'll be in a great place. And if a centre mid gel, we'll be in a good spot. But they're definitely the two kind of unknown areas. And also Ashley Young, he's going to be probably, by the looks of it, the first choice right back, and pedigree and what he did last season, you'd think, yeah, it should be fine. But he's a very different profile to Anzabi, who's moved on. And that area of the side is going to be intriguing, I think. We typically do have the right back as a third centre half, and Ashley Young isn't that. So does it mean it's like changing system? We will see. But they're probably the question mark areas.
Ashley Young is going to, should we say, create a little bit of noise in St Andrews, but not for the right reasons.
Well, yeah, do you know what? I hadn't even thought
the other side of the city.
I hadn't even thought about that. But yeah, what a place to make your debut. Jeez.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He could come in and hit the ground running, but he could take an absolute pummeling and buckle, which I'm desperately hoping is the case.
Yeah. I mean, I if you want my honest opinion, I would say that the level of our side on paper is so high that I would hope that we are able to go to St Andrews, quiet in the noise, keep the ball, and sort of have a bit of a 60% possession and try and build into the game. But equally, you can see it where we're one down after 10 minutes and you think, is this relegation ever going to end? Like bloody hell. So yeah, it's going to be fascinating.
It's going to be a great season. I know you mentioned there the possession side of things, but I mean, obviously possession football with what Birmingham thrived on last season, and I know is the way that we want it to go forwards this season as well. So it's going to be interesting when you've got two teams that ultimately could nullify each other throughout. And that will be, I think, overall, it could make a great spectacle. It could make it totally dull and boring. And it might well be that both sides go, do you know what, take a point here all day long. It's not really McKenna's way, if I'm honest, and I probably doubt it's Davies' way either. But I think if you offer a lot of Town fans now a creditable point, I would imagine they would take it. Being fair on the Birmingham side, it'd be exactly the same. I would love us to go and hit the ground running and go away and get 3 points, but it's going to be tough, and the whole league is going to be tough. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, brilliant.
Going to test your history a little bit now.
Oof.
So across the years, there have been many players that have represented both clubs, either through loan transfers or permanent transfers, and going from vice versa, from Birmingham to Ipswich or Ipswich to Birmingham. And I'm just wondering whether you could name 5 players that over the years have represented both clubs.
Now, just to let the listeners in here, Craig did give me a warning on this about 2 minutes before we started recording. And I started sweating because I'm really going to struggle here, I think. And I'm going to look like a clown. One, I think Jamie Clapham.
Correct.
Did he play for both? Okay.
He signed from Ipswich to Birmingham for 1.85 million. So actually, It was a good signing for Birmingham, and he was phenomenal when he was at Bowes. I loved him as well.
Yeah, he's a cult hero at Ipswich. So yeah, that's a good one. Right, I got to get more than one. Jesus.
I can give you some hints.
Okay.
You've had central midfielders, 2 of which are both ex-Premiership players, decent names.
Lee Bowyer?
Lee Bowyer, yes. Free transfer from Birmingham to Ipswich. You've also had a centre-back who has an extremely famous dad.
Oh.
Between vacations, errands, and everyday summer chaos, sticking to your health goals can be tough. Luckily, Thrive Market does the hard work for you. We're the online healthy grocery store that cuts out the junk ingredients and delivers high-quality groceries right to your door. From low-sugar beach snacks to organic grill night staples, no matter your health goal, we make shopping healthy a breeze. Go to thrivemarket.com/podcast for 30% off your first order and a free $60 gift.
Alex Bruce. No.
Correct.
Yes. Okay.
So you've had Bowyer, Bruce, and Clapham so far. The other central midfielder, he signed with yourselves in the 17-18 season. The game was a free transfer.
Oh, yes, Irish guy.
Correct.
I can't remember his name for love of the money.
Initial SG.
Stephen Gleeson.
Yeah, you've got it. So you're 4 down.
Yeah.
You said you were going to.
Okay, 4 down.
4 down.
Also, I just thought of one, and I don't know if this is correct or not, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Lee Martin. Did he play for you guys? No. Okay. All right. Yeah,
we're going to go back over the years, actually.
Yeah.
So it was actually a massive gap from when players transferred between the 2 clubs. So Jamie Clapham was the 02-03 season. Prior to that, you're going back to 1987, 88 season, and even further back. But centre back, initials IA, and he is a cult hero at Birmingham.
Ooh, he's obviously an Ian.
Yep.
But people are watching this going to be cursing me. I wasn't born. And I think you're going to say it and I'm going to know it because I'm pretty sure he might have been captain at Ipswich, but I cannot for the life of me remember his surname.
It was Ian Atkins.
Yeah, he was. He was captain. We did a big pod on it recently. Yeah, honestly, that was just before my time. But yeah, he was captain at Ipswich. So,
and there's players before that over many years. So Tommy Carroll was a defender, 1971-72 season. Paul Cooper was a goalkeeper in 73-74.
He's a legend.
Then you have a loan transfer, 84-85 in Joe Linford, who was a centre forward. Again, he came from Ipswich to Birmingham. But the one that a lot of listeners will know, and, you know, again, he's a bit of a hero at Birmingham, is Keith Birchin. And he moved from Ipswich to Birmingham, in fact, for 154,000 back in 77-78. And what a great signing that was for us.
Wow.
And I've had the pleasure of meeting him, but also I won't say the pleasure because he tore us to shreds, but he played football in a charity game and he ripped us to shreds even when he was at the age of 50. So we're going into that first game of the season, the one that everybody dreads because nobody wants to lose it, everybody wants to win it, and they normally end up in a 0-0 draw. But what's your prediction? What does your head say and what does your heart say going into that game on the 8th of August? Of course, live on Sky TV.
Yeah. Also, okay, so my head, and I don't want to get killed by your listeners here, Craig, but my head says that we will win 3-1. My heart says we will be lucky to burgle a point. But I'm going to go with my head, 3-1. Basically, our first game up when we got promoted, similar situation to you guys, we had Sunderland away and they absolutely battered us. And it was like the whole squad was like, Jesus, Championship is so hard. And we just got out of there with a 1-0 win. I don't know how. I really don't know how. But people are referring to that in the context of this game, being like, you know, it's a newly promoted team, they got promoted. But if you actually watch the game, we were, we weren't terrible, but we were just on the back foot the whole time. And I kind of hope that it will take you guys a couple of games to acclimatise to the level and we can take advantage of that. So I'm going to say 3-1 Ipswich, and apologies to the listeners. What do you think?
I mean, firstly, we went unbeaten all of last season, which is a phenomenal record at home. And I would hope that the strength of that will continue as we go into the first game of the season. But it's going to be incredibly tough. I do not underestimate any team that's in that league. And I think, you know, as we'll see throughout the season, everybody is going to be capable of gaining results.
Yeah.
So it's the opener. It's in front of the cameras. Like you say, it's under the lights. It's what everybody wanted. I think it's going to be a close game. My head says a 1-1. We'll cancel each other out.
Mm-hmm.
What I do think will happen is I think one of the teams will get an early goal, and I think it will just bring it more to life as it progresses. However, my heart, I'd like to see us coming away with a 2-0. I want us to keep a clean sheet because I think that sets you stall for the season. You know, you start your first game, you get the 3 points and you get a clean sheet and everybody's thinking, great, now we can build on it. But it's going to be incredibly tough. It really is. So actually, I'm going to stick with my 1-1. I think
nice
across both. It's going to be a great atmosphere, a full house at St Andrews at Knighthead Park. The owners will be there. We're all wondering, will we see Tom Brady for the game? We just do not know. We're all wondering, will we see Ed Sheeran? Will he get on the pitch and will he sing with JK? We do not know.
I don't think he'll be doing any singing, but I would imagine he'll be there. He absolutely loves it. He went to pretty much, I reckon he went to 70% of games last season. So
it'll be phenomenal to see. And I know him and JK have, they've performed and recorded with each other in the past. They've been good friends. There are pictures and videos of Ed in the Roost, which is the pub that is literally bordering St Andrews at Knighthead Park, and in playing pool. And I think there was even at one point in behind the bar pouring the pints, which is great. But we're looking forward to it. And I think as fans, we hate it, don't we, during the summer when there's no football that we can sit down and say we've got to go, everybody's rigid and watching. We have had the ladies who have taken that European title, which is absolutely league football, and it's going to be back. It's going to be big, and it's going to be fun. So, George, thank you very much for joining us on the away end, which is sponsored by AMG Logistics, and this year now in association with the Birmingham City official supporters clubs. So, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Here's to a great game on the 8th of August. And I should say, before you sign off, are you joining us at St Andrews at Knighthead Park?
Do you know what? I don't think I am. However, I'm getting FOMO now, so I'm trying to rearrange. I'm trying to rearrange a few things, and I'll see if I can make it. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great game. Like I say, trepidation in the fan base that we've got such a difficult game to start, but by the same token, what a special game to kick off the season under the lights. It's going to be great, mate.
It's going to be superb. And as always, I'll sign off by saying thank you very much and keep right on.
Legend. Thanks, Greg.
Cheers.
Ready for a healthy, stress-free back-to-school season? Thrive Market's got your back with easy, high-protein meals, brain-boosting lunchbox staples, and low-sugar snack packs. Everything to simplify your busy mornings. Their groceries are high quality and no junk. Over 1,000 sketchy ingredients restricted and all trusted by parents so you can shop worry-free. Plus, their big back-to-school sale makes it the perfect time to stock up. Go to thrivemarket.com/podcast for 30% off your first order and a free $60 gift.
For Mervis Diamond Importers, this is Ronnie Mervis. In a sea of ordinary engagement rings, Takori stands out. Takori rings feature hidden, intricate details. Because your ring should be as extraordinary as your love. Not mass-produced, never generic, always personal. Crafted with passion in every meticulous detail. Takori, no boring rings. Why settle for the same ring as everybody else? And when you pair the unmatched beauty of a world-famous Mervis diamond with your Takori engagement ring, it says even more. Mervis means more diamonds, better quality, and the most value. With easy Mervis financing, you can get her dream diamond now. Don't wait. To shop our mouth-watering Mervis diamonds and the largest selection of Takori bridal jewelry in the tri-state area, visit us in-store or go online to mervisdiamond.com or call for an appointment at 800-HER-LOVE. Again, that's mervisdiamond.com or 800-HER-LOVE. Mervis Diamond Importers, your official Takori jeweler.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.